Hello children, we are back with our new chapter, chapter number 5, Weather and Climate. Take the page number 32. Take the page number 32, Weather and Climate. Topic is also Weather and Climate. Okay, so we are starting what is the difference between weather and climate, what do you mean by weather and climate, and also what are the factors are influencing climate, that we are going to study today. Okay, so the first thing is that normally we are asking that what is the weather conditions today and what will be the weather conditions on next day or within 10 days, what is the weather conditions. We are always asking these questions. Okay, so the answer is today hot and dry, may tomorrow wet and rain will be there. So it is always changing. So here we can say that weather is a condition, it is a combination of the air pressure, air temperature, wind and humidity, rainfall, all together we have a name that is known as weather. Okay, so what do you mean by weather? Here is the meaning of weather. So weather is the combination of condition of air temperature. Weather is the condition of air temperature and also it is the condition of air pressure, then wind, then humidity and rainfall. These all combined together we can say that what is weather. Okay, here also we can see maybe whether rainy or snowy or maybe windy or storm. Here also we can see different forms of weather conditions. Sometimes sunny we can feel, rainy season, thunderstorms are coming, maybe in the morning then it's sunny, but in the evening or afternoon maybe rain, or sometimes in the evening or night thunderstorms will happen. So this, or sometimes windy. In a day itself the weather conditions are changing. Okay, so that is known as weather. So here is the air temperature and air pressure, wind, humidity and rainfall. These all are together known as weather. So this is the definition of weather. What do you mean by weather? These all things together we can name as weather. Understood? Weather is the air temperature, then air pressure, wind, humidity and rainfall. These all together we can say that it is weather. Understood children? And weather always, it changes daily. Even in a day it is changing. Children, so this is known as the weather. Understood? Then again another important condition is that weather causes the seasons. Because of weather changing we have different types of seasons. Okay, because of these weather conditions it forms different types. Summer we have winter season, then rainy season, all we have because of this changes in the weather conditions. Okay, if any matter, air temperature, any matter that's changing, may because of wind or humidity and rainfall, these all, any one is changing, then weather conditions are also changing, so that causes the seasons. Okay, normally we have summer, winter and monsoon, that is rainy season. So this all happens because of these weather conditions. Understood children? Now the next one, what do you mean by the climate? Climate is a fixed thing, like it never changes. For long years, maybe 50, 30 or even 90, 60 years, it is same for a particular place. Okay, we know that in June, July in Kerala we have rainy season. Okay, this years and years this is happening, but now changing. Okay, years and years, even 100 years ago it is the same condition is going on, but now it is changing. So that is known as the climate. So climate meaning the weather conditions that prevail over a large area and for a long period of time is called the climate. Okay, the weather conditions that prevail over a large area and for a long period of time, maybe 100 years or 60 years. It's long time, it is called the climate. And climate remains same year and year after, it's same. Okay, weather changes every day, in a time it is changing, but here the climate it is remain same. Year after year climate remains same. So that is the difference between climate and weather. Okay, understood? What do you mean by weather? What is the meaning of climate? Climate meaning the weather conditions that prevail a larger area or a long period of time. Maybe year after year, the same climatic conditions. Okay. Now the next one is, these are the 7 major climatic regions. More regions are there, but these are the important climatic regions in our textbook we are learning. Okay, the first thing is that very hot and wet area. This area. Okay, here also. These areas, these colors, all are very hot. Okay, normally Africa, that areas are here. These are very hot areas. Then another important one is hot and wet climate, that is here. Again hot and wet is also here. Okay, hot and wet. Then next one, very hot and dry area. Okay, very hot and dry areas are also here. These areas. Now cool and dry. Here these are cool and dry area. Then very warm and wet area. Now very cold, that is almost all the Arctic areas are very cold. Then last one, Mediterranean, that is this. The area around the Mediterranean Sea is known as the Mediterranean. So these are the important 7 climatic regions. Okay, the first one, very hot and wet area. Second one, hot and wet area. Third one, very hot and dry area. Then next one, cool and dry. Then fifth one is warm and wet area. The next one very cold. The last one, seventh one is Mediterranean. So these are the important climatic regions in the world. Okay. Now the next one, the difference between weather and climate. Okay, always weather change within few minutes or hours. Within few minutes or hours the weather is changing. But climate takes very long time to change. Maybe year after year, 100 years maybe it is the same. But here within a few minutes. Now if 8 o'clock rainy is there, rainy time is there, then at 9 o'clock you can see the sun come. That is the difference between weather and climate. And some factors are also there which are affecting to this climate. Okay, these are the one. First one, because of these factors, climates are changing. First one is, it is distance from the equator. Okay, which almost all the areas are not getting the same type of climate. The climate is different for each region. We already seen that hot and wet, wet and cool is there, very cold area, wet and rain area. So these are 7 regions we study. So why this happens? Why the differences in the climate? Because these are the reasons. First thing, according to the distance from the equator. Okay, according to the distance from the equator. The second one, because of altitude. Altitude meaning height from the above from the sea level. How much height above from the sea level, we can say that is known as the altitude, because of the altitude variations. Then distance from the sea. Next one is distance from the sea. The next one, direction of the wind, direction of winds. Okay. The last one, because of humidity and because of the rainfall. Because of humidity and rainfall also the climates are changing. So these are the important factors which are causes the climate. Okay, what are the things? First one, which are influencing climate. Distance from the equator, altitude, distance from the sea, direction of wind, humidity and rainfall. Understood, children? So this is about the first today, this much only. So you have to read the page number 32 only. Okay, in that page it is given weather and climate. What is the difference between weather and climate is given. And these are the factors. But these factors, we are in the same chapter, we are going to study these factors in detail. Okay, children? Thank you, children.